This is a call for vengeance. Welcome to today's show. I meant to cover this a few weeks ago, and obviously, well, I was nuked pretty hard, so I never got around to it. But I still want this video out there because I have a long library of videos exposing every single celebrity you could possibly imagine. And if I haven't covered somebody and you name that person to me, I'm sure I could find a lot of stuff on them. But every one of these celebrities reveals themselves to their audience, and of course the audience usually defends these clowns. But this guy named Kid Cudi, I wanted to cover because he just put up this demonic statue a few weeks ago in California, and people are in an uproar about it, and they should be, but all the signs and symbols are always there with these clowns, right? You can look at this statue, you can say, well, this guy's clearly a Satanist, right? You got the red demonic eyes, and the statue's up, and it's, it looks like it's somebody who's becoming demonically possessed. I mean, that's pretty much our common sense telling us that, right? And then we could look at things with the statue. You could say, why does he even have a statue in the first place? Why does he have a monument? Well, they reveal themselves through things like monuments and art all the time, right? So the monument, would you be surprised if I told you that it's 33 feet tall? That's right, 33 feet tall. Do you think that's a coincidence? Do you think that's just a number that he randomly picked, just like the Washington Monument being 6,666 inches tall and 666 inches wide? Is that a coincidence too? You can look that up for yourself. They tried to scrub that off the internet since it was exposed by another YouTuber, sounds a lot like me, a few years ago. All right, now they try to tell you the Washington Monument is 555 feet, right? It's actually 555.5 feet. Which, if you do the math into inches, is 6,666, something like that. All sixes. How's that? Okay, it's all sixes in a row, right? And the obelisk, of course, represents Baal Shaft. So back to this guy with his 33-foot tall statue. I mean, is anyone really surprised by it? Now, of course, 33 is an ode to Freemasonry because these people are all Masons. Okay, they're all in secret societies. The black, a lot of times you hear stuff where black people are like, it's just the white people. They're all Freemasons. Okay, there's many different sectors of Masonry. We have the Prince Hall Masons, okay, which is the black Freemasonry. Let's just call it that. That's what it is, right? So these people all work together, of course. A lot of famous people have been spotted there. Martin Luther King speaking at one, Prince Hall Lodge, Everybody thinks he's just organically was trying to stand up for civil rights, right? It's all, look, nobody's famous unless they're part of the system. Nobody is looked at as an advocate or a hero. They're there to be symbols of gaslighting you one way or the other. And obviously Martin Luther King serves that purpose as well. The people out there are like, no, they whacked him because of this or that. They probably shipped him over to Bagelville as well, right? Because these people have more power as martyrs than they do actually being alive and speaking. So everything that we see with these people always shows and reveals themselves. And I'll get into the symbolism with this guy in a second, but let's just start, I guess, with this symbolism, right? Since we're talking about 33 feet tall. Okay, here's Kid Cudi with his cooties getting down with Jeremy Piven, another bagel, who's notorious for being a bagel, of course, on a black and white Masonic checkerboard floor, right? But this, of course, is a coincidence, right? Just like Kid Cudi dressing up on red carpets as a woman, because you could always find these guys, okay, you'll always find them dressed up as the opposite gender. I've covered this a million times. This is part of a ritual. It's a humiliation ritual, even though in today's society, people are like, oh, he's dressing as a woman. That's normal. No, it's actually a humiliation ritual, okay? And they're doing it pretty much to our entire country at this point because people are actually willingly doing this. So this is him dressed up in a dress, right? Him with his, I'm sure they're just close friends and nothing more. Him and Lil Nas X. Which one more do you need to see than Lil Nas X, right? I just covered one of my last videos that I covered, which is now on the website, was Lil Nas X and his Ark of Baphomet, his boat for Baphomet, right? He made a, entire music video pretty much showing how Satan was going to flood the earth, right? Because God's God's promise was to never flood the earth again, right? Well, in that video, he shows it flooding, and obviously they're referencing HARP and they're referencing geoengineering, where they have their ark, their satanic ark out there. So Baphomet ark, I should say. So anyway, Lil Nas X is one of his buddies. I'm sure they're more than just buddies. But let's take a little bit more of a look at this guy too, right? Where we can see his colors. Okay, he's got a song called "Does It," was one of his songs. That you always have to look to the lyrics of the music of these people, right? And of course, it's all the same. And none of these people are talented artists. Music is nothing more than spell casting. They use frequencies and beats on you to manipulate and make you like it. People don't realize how mind control works. That's why you constantly repeat the song. It's not because it's good. It's a form of mind control. But he's got this lyric I wanted to read to everybody from the song Does It. He says, my thoughts soar in the AM. Slay them like a machine round the clock with the 12-gauge aim. Telling Satan to F off. Well, why is he saying that? Well, how many times have I covered people like Eminem, all these musicians referencing 3 o'clock in the morning? Right? 3 o'clock in the morning is known as their hour of sacrifice, 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, it's believed that Christ was crucified at 3 in the afternoon, was the time of his death, and they use 3 a.m., of course, as a mirror image to mirror it, right? They do everything inverted. So 3 a.m., they commit ritual offerings and ritual sacrifice, and demonic possession is what occurs at 3 a.m. So a lot of these rappers always talk about feeling demonically possessed in the middle of the night in the a.m. hours. 3 a.m. specifically is always used. I have videos on the website about 3 a.m. if you haven't seen them yet. They're long removed along with everything else. So he has lyrics even talking about that. And then, we can look no further than just basic imagery, right? Here he is doing all-seeing eye imagery over his eye. Looks like he even has a lightning bolt in his ring. We have one of his album covers where he's doing all-seeing eye symbolism, right? You have the moon over one eye. This is blatant one-eye symbolism, so no surprise there. He even has, a song called Save My Soul where he talks about needing his soul saved because he sold his soul. They all sell their soul, right? We have pictures of him holding up the 666 sign over and over again, right? People think that do you make a three-pointer? I remember I used to do videos covering the NBA and how these guys would hold up the 666 out in the open. And everyone's like, oh, he made a three-pointer. And they put the 666 over their eye. And they're like, yeah, it means in your face, right? Oh, did he just make a three-pointer too? Did John Cena make a three-pointer? Did all of these people, did Donald Trump make a three-pointer, right? What is that as symbol for? Okay, it's 666. Remember, this, 666 is revealed to us, right? I've read the Bible verse a million times. This number 666, okay? Let's not forget Jay-Z's song, Backmass, where he says, murder Jesus 666, right? That's another video that's on the website. So here's even pictures of him at the Met Gala. Amen breakers, right? Mocking God. He's got the lightning bolts there, which represent Lucifer's fall from heaven in Luke chapter 10, verse 18. And then we go on and we even see Kid Cudi starring in a horror film called X. And some of you might be like, why am I always seeing X all over the place? They're always mentioning X. Isn't Twitter now X? X represents the Antichrist. Okay? X is a symbol that means Antichrist. Madonna, X, Madam X. X is everywhere. I have deep dives in videos about X. I don't know if I specifically have one on that letter. If people want one, I could I'll put one out for people if they're still going to listen to my channel. But I don't see a lot of people subbing to the backup channels, which is one of the reasons I don't know what I'm doing in the future or where I'm uploading. I'm obviously going to continue this fight. I'm not quitting in this fight. I just don't know where, because obviously the support on YouTube is not what it used to be. And that's perfectly fine. If people don't want the content, I can take a hint and I'll go. So I ask people again to subscribe to my other channels if they haven't yet. And I'll get into more detail about some of these other topics in the future on all of these channels that I have. But, you look at this guy and you look at this statue and nobody thinks anything of it, right? It's just a statue. What do you think the statue, what do you think? He was like, hey, I want to put up a statue and I'm going to have my red eyes glow. I'm going to look like the satanic horse outside the Denver airport, right? Nobody was like, hey, you know what? This might not be good for your audience, or, you look like you're demon possessed. Why does he have a statue in the first place, right? Let alone the fact that it's 33 feet tall. They reveal themselves constantly to everyone. The problem is that most people will not remove the veil that's over their eyes because they like these people. They like their music, and they won't think at all that it's hypnosis. That's what music is. It's spell casting. That's what it is, right? The prince of the power of the air is Lucifer. Okay, if he's the prince of the power of the air, well, what comes through the air? Well, frequencies come through the air, things you can't see, right? Can't see frequencies unless you try, you use a frequency detector, which a lot of us use because we're getting drilled with frequencies as we speak. Okay, we're literally getting hit with microwave-like frequencies from those towers that are all around us. So they're hitting us with frequencies. People who are obsessed with musicians, it's spell casting. That's what it is. People said, they go, no, it's not. No, I won't believe that. That's going too far. Why is it going too far? Because you like the person? What do you think? I didn't like music at one point. I was never really thrilled, like a big music fan, but of course there's songs that I like or liked in the past when I was younger and before I was awake. There's lots of things that I liked. Okay? You can't sit there and defend all these things just because you like them and then say, well, I don't like that guy, so it's okay to call him a Satanist. They all are. And they spellcast it on everyone. And they continue to get away with it out in the open because they've made people think that this is all a crazy notion. Right? Oh, what's this guy saying? Music is spellcast. They don't believe hypnosis is real. I talk about mind control all the time at hypnosis. And these people are like, that's not real. Right? And then you're like, oh, okay, so how do we, they watch those videos online, right, where they do hypnosis on people, like, oh, let's do a hypnotism thing on somebody on a stage, and then they get really sleepy, and then they wake up and they don't remember this or that. Oh, they believe that, though, right, because they don't want to believe that it's being done to them. There's a pride element to all this stuff that you have to review yourself to. I've been under this hypnosis, too, growing up. I knew something was wrong, but I still was stuck in the world, liking certain things, wanting to do certain things, until you realize it's all fake. It's all simulated. Okay, we're under hypnosis. This country specifically, worse than most. Okay, while this country might have the most freedom, they're not more freedom, at least now, than other countries. We're seeing that freedom die off, are we not? And it's because of hypnosis. They're convincing people in this country that there's such a thing as hate speech. They're convincing people to take away the right of free speech from people, that their words are more deadly than anything on the earth, so we have to take them away. I mean, the hypnosis is real, and it starts really with these movies and these musicians who constantly spellcast over their audience. Anyway, folks, I wanted to cover that demonic statue. I thank everybody for being here. Hope to see you subscribe to my other channels. Make sure you do so now if you haven't yet. They're linked below. God bless all of you as always and your families.